moving on from this or whatever, when I got to know the origins, and again, if you can discuss however much you want on this, but I'm just kind of curious where the name Jarvis Leatherby comes from.
Yeah, so when we started Night Demon in 2011, I had already had I had already been in a few successful bands, and I actually had a solo career under my birth given name, and it was widely popular, and I had toured the world with this. And so Night Demon was never a serious band to begin with. Like it was just three friends that loved the new wave of British heavy metal, and we wanted to make a 4-song EP just for fun, just for us. And that's it. We never thought yeah, there it is. We never thought that anybody would care about this. I had lived through the 90s playing heavy metal and nobody cared. In the 2000s, metal got very aggressive, and the stuff I liked was even less popular, believe it or not. I remember when I was promoting shows, like I brought King Diamond to Ventura twice, and there was 100 people there both times. The same month I did Fear Factory, and I did 1,000 people, and if you played a guitar solo, you were dead. Like it was dead, like old man rock, right? So I when we had started Night Demon a decade later, it was like we didn't know about the internet subculture. We didn't know about the Euro festivals or anything like this 10 years ago. Like we just didn't know. It wasn't a part of our lives. We didn't know about the LA metal scene. Brent, our guitar player, kind of knew a bit, but we just had no idea that anybody cared about this stuff. And so our intention was to do it for ourselves. Now, when we recorded the EP, we were a band for 5 weeks. We got together once a week, and every time we got together, we wrote one of those songs. And on the fifth rehearsal, it's the recording that you hear. So it's basically a glorified demo. And when it got time to put it out, Brent had an idea that it would be funny if we all had these old school British names. And so the idea was to put out a 7-inch and have people think that it was a band from 1981 or something that nobody had ever heard. And we actually that was our goal. We tried to do that. And we did fool a couple people, but so he gave me the name Jarvis Leatherby, and he gave himself the name Ogden Aldrich III. And I think that the drummer Pat Bailey, I think his name, I always forget, but I seem to remember we just called him Thud, because kind of in a homage to Thunderstick from Samson, but just a drummer. Jay's a drummer, caveman drummer, right? But when it came time for the record to be released, and people were really excited about it because they had heard a digital version, and we had done a couple shows here and there. They'd seen the band live. I think those guys really wanted their real name on it because they were really proud of what we were doing. For me, I had just already had a solo career under my own name. I didn't want to confuse anybody. So I just rolled along with it. And it 10 years later, if you call me by my birth given name, it would be hard for me to answer. It's just caught on, and it became a thing. It was a total joke between me and my friends for a long time, and we would fucking joke about it all the time. But then it just became a thing, and now it's just my identity. So